WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5.
Well, cleanup continues today after Sunday's storms as we get ready for new storms that are rolling through mid-Michigan, and it is our top story today at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm joined here at the Big Wall with Chief Meteorologist David Young. We have been preparing for another round of spring storms. Tell me what is the latest and what can we expect tonight?
There's some good news, but we're still not out of the woods yet, Sherry. You look at the Doppler, and it's very active. We've got still some showers and storms, heaviest of which now are over Gratiot County, south into Clinton County. Those are not severe. Don't expect those to be severe. These are moving off to the north and the east fairly rapidly this afternoon, producing more heavy rainfall. It's off to the southwest. We're keeping a close eye on these storms developing through Illinois, and those are riding to the northeast. Warm air is still well to our south. Now, that's been good news for us today, but some areas may get on that warm air this evening, so that enhanced risk, level 3 risk, right along the state line from Hillsdale north through Jackson and Lansing, a level 2 risk. That is lower than what we had yesterday, so the severe threat is less, but not zero, certainly. Temperatures, this is the great news. I know it's cold and kind of miserable outside, but mid-40s has kept us in the stable air mass, and it's meant just showers and storms, non-severe in nature. The question is, how far north does that warm air make it tonight, because temperatures may pop into the 60s. Rainfall total today between 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches of rain. It has been coming down fast and furious all day. Localized flooding has been an issue for the evening hours. Strong storms possible through around 10 or 11 o'clock. Then things clear out by early tomorrow morning. We'll dive deeper into the severe weather threat for this evening in weather coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, David, for the latest tonight. Well, the rain and high winds kept Consumers Energy workers very busy over the weekend, and they're now almost done restoring affected customers' power. Officials say 8 out of 9 confirmed tornadoes touched down in their service area alone. Rachel Ramsey is here for you now with the latest from the utility company. Rachel?
Yeah, Sherry, right now there are still more than 59,000 Consumers Energy customers out of power. Officials say in total, more than 285,000 customers were affected throughout the weekend. And they say this was a top 10 storm in the company's history due to the different phases the storm went through. It started with the ice storm in the northern part of the Mitten with 1 inch of ice covering trees and power lines. Then tornadoes and high winds reaching 100 miles per hour to the south. Officials say they have 900 crews currently working to restore power, their most ever, with some even coming from different states. They've had to replace hundreds of utility poles along with transformers and other power line parts. They do say the rain can slow down the restoration process.
Will slow down, make logistics difficult, and make restoration difficult, because when we get standing water in our right of way, it often requires special equipment to stay safe, and it slows down our crews. That being said, we have record crews on the system, and those crews will stay here until our customers are restored and life in Michigan is back to normal.
Even though the chance for severe weather has decreased, Consumers Energy says it has a plan prepared just in case. And with this rain, officials remind people to drive slower to avoid hydroplaning. If you see a downed power line, stay at least 25 feet away, call 911 and Consumers Energy. Sherry, back to you.
All right. Thank you for that, Rachel. As Michigan continues to endure this severe weather, State Attorney General Dana Nessel is urging residents to use the department's power outage credit form to report any extended power outages or to ask about overdue outage credits. Now, the form provides an opportunity for feedback to help the Attorney General track outage-related trends and patterns. Consumers who believe that they were owed a credit for a power outage but did not yet receive it or received less than they believe they were owed are also encouraged to complete this form. It's available for both residential and business customers. The form can be found at the Department of Attorney General Utilities page, or you can find a link on ours, WLNS.com. Nationally, President Trump has declared this Liberation Day as he rolls out tariffs to punish countries that tax U.S.-made goods. But some economists warn American consumers will be the ones to pay the price, at least initially. Erica Brown is here for you with the latest from Washington.
President Trump is preparing to announce sweeping new tariffs on trading partners that tax U.S. goods.
The lack of reciprocity contributes to our large and persistent annual trade deficit that's gutted our industries and hollowed out key workforces.
Countries with the biggest trade deficits are expected to be impacted the most. That includes China, Japan, Brazil, and the European Union.
Too many foreign countries have their markets closed to our exports. This is fundamentally unfair.
Trump has labeled this Liberation Day because he says tariffs will restore American wealth. And after taking office, he signed an order to explore an external revenue service tasked with collecting tariffs and other foreign trade-related revenue. But critics say the tariffs will lead to higher costs for consumers.
This is not Liberation Day, it's Recession Day in the United States of America. That's what the Trump tariffs are going to do. Crash the economy.
And U.S. businesses that export their products overseas are expressing concern about retaliatory tariffs.
80% of the airplanes we deliver, the commercial airplanes we deliver, are outside of the United States. So free trade is very important to us.
The Trump administration's previously announced 25% tariff on all imported vehicles and auto parts goes into effect Thursday. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Bank of America analysts say Toyota, Hyundai, and Nissan will be impacted the most by the auto tariffs since they import more than 50% of their vehicles. General Motors imports about 49% and Ford imports about 20% of its vehicles. Speaking of cars, police in Kentwood say they're investigating after several Tesla trucks were vandalized last month. Officials say the trucks were in a lot in the 3100 block of Woodland Drive Southeast. The police department took the report on March 10th. Sometime overnight, 5 Tesla trucks in the lot had been spray painted, causing extensive damage. Tesla owner Elon Musk continues to be a polarizing figure in politics. As you can see in a photo released by police, graffiti on one Cybertruck reads, quote, "Nazis always lose." Police said they have 2 people of interest in the vandalism who they are now working to identify. Vehicle crashes are the #1 cause of death for our young children, but you can reduce your child's risk of death in a crash by about 50% just by making sure they're properly restrained in the appropriate car seat, booster seat, or seat belt for their age and size. A new law that takes effect today requires children to remain in rear-facing car seats until they're 3 years old or until they exceed the height or weight requirements for the seat. The new law also requires all children under the age of 13 to sit in the back seat if a back seat is available. Now, if you're not sure about your child's safety seat, you could always schedule the car safety seat check with one of Michigan State University's police posts, county sheriff's office, as well as other organizations.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Across the eastern U.S., this is a major severe weather day. Thankfully for us, we've been trapped in the cool air and kept thunderstorms at least non-severe so far this evening. Here's a look at the outlook. It's a rare level 5 risk across portions of Arkansas through southern Illinois. You don't see that too often. That's where the most significant outbreak of tornadoes is expected today, but there are tornado warnings ongoing in portions of Illinois. As we zoom in closer to home, the enhanced risk area, or the level 3 risk, is right along the state line, most of us with a level 2 risk. You break them down individually, tornado probabilities are down quite a bit, but still along 94 and south, 5% chance, but I think it's probably going to be somewhere right along the state line. We'll watch those storms coming out of Illinois very closely, however. Damaging wind probability still up there at around 15%. The chances this far north, Lansing to St. John's, look fairly low to me, but Jackson south, I think that's where the more significant wind threat may be. And there is some threat of some hail with some of the stronger storms this evening. There's a Doppler radar which shows this last batch of storms now moving out from the early morning through the mid-afternoon. Not severe weather, but heavy rain event. 3D Doppler shows these storms don't extend too far into the atmosphere, so not really able to bring down some of those higher winds aloft. And plus, with the stable, cool air at the surface, that's really mitigated anything from getting out of hand so far. Lightning tracker shows quite a bit of lightning near St. John's and heading to the north and east. We've been seeing that all day long. Lots of thunder and lightning out there. Temperature still low to mid 40s, even along the state line. Again, that's great news because we want to be in the stable air to really keep that severe weather threat low. McLaren Cam, 1.44 inches of rain, 31-mile-per-hour gusts. So it's been rainy and windy, just cool out there. In Grand Ledge, cloudy skies, lots of rain around earlier today. Temperature 42. We're closing in on 9/10 of an inch of rain so far today. Jackson Cam, temperatures are also cooled at 42 degrees, just under 3/4 of an inch. Wind gusts got close to 40 miles per hour. In Hillsdale, this is where we expect to see the warm up first, still 44 degrees. That is fantastic news. The temperature cool and the rainfall rainfall total high at 7,707 inch. So as we look at precision cast now through 11 o'clock, notice as that warm front's lifting north, the storms are advancing east, so they don't quite link up over central mid-Michigan. So it's mainly the southeastern portion of the viewing area where I'm a little more concerned about severe weather. As we move through the morning hours, severe threat is long gone. By 8 o'clock, cold front is moving through. It's not much of a cool front, though. It's only going to be in the 50s tomorrow, so not all that cold out there. More clouds begin to increase as we head through the Thursday into Friday time frame, and I suspect by the time we get into Friday afternoon, probably some showers will sneak north of the state line, and they'll be with us Friday night into early Saturday morning. Tonight's forecast, overnight low 49 degrees, showers and storms prior to midnight, then dry after that. As we move into tomorrow, not a bad day. Temperatures midday will probably top out in the mid-50s. It'll be windy out there as well. It's not a terribly nice day, but it'll be warmer than it was today. The 6-day forecast as we move closer to the weekend, afternoon showers Friday, out of here first half of Saturday. Sunday, kind of cold, mid-40s. Ooh, rain and snow possible Monday, highs in the low 40s. Then it warms back up. Let's focus on next weekend. Highs in the 60s, some sunshine, lows in the 40s. Let's just skip ahead a couple weeks and get to next weekend.
Don't you wish we could?
I know. Not that this weekend's that bad, but
No.
I mean, 40s and some wind around, not my favorite.
David, seriously, today I actually saw ducks hiding in a tree underneath the tree because the rain just would not stop.
My front yard was flooded. I was waiting to see the ducks swimming in my front yard.
Maybe tonight when you get home.
Maybe.
Thanks, David. Look.